1 minute.
Dear students, in the inorganic synthesis lab, the next one what we are going to discuss about is how to synthesize a zeolite. So I already discussed in the PPT what is a zeolite, how it will be synthesized, what are the importance. So you know that in the inorganic material, zeolite is a framework material. You know, it is one of the largest material which is available in the world for the framework materials, which we are going to synthesize, because in our lab the synthesis of zeolite is very common, and even I have the experience of commercializing zeolite synthesis. So that we are going to demonstrate that zeolite only. Unfortunately, you are not there. If you are down there, you would not synthesize. So for zeolite synthesis, what are the things we need is basically zeolite is a highly crystalline aluminosilicate framework. The term you see that highly crystalline aluminosilicate framework. Tectosilicate is again it's called as a tectosilicate. Tecto means tetrahedrally coordinated. That means all the silicon and aluminum is coordinated in the tetrahedral portion. So that's what we are going to prepare. Aluminosilicates we are going to prepare. So normally to prepare aluminosilicates, so we need a silica source. Say this is a silica source. It is called as a silicon 4-oxide, or it is called as a colloidal silica. That is a silica has been dispersed in the water. So this is what colloidal silica. Then we have the aluminum source. It is a sodium aluminate. Okay, sodium aluminate, which is basically used for the aluminum source. Then there will be a sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide will be used as a hydrolyzing agent. So it is in all the zeolite synthesis which involve the basic condition. So it all involved in the basic condition which normally involve the sodium hydroxide. Then there is a one more called surfactants or template is used. See, for example, whenever you construct the building, you want what is the architecture, accordingly you will build. See, before putting the concrete on the pillar, you will design the architecture how it should be. Then you put a support, a wooden support or something, you put it, then make a concrete. After making concrete, you will remove the wooden support. That wooden support is nothing but template. That is a template mechanism. So according to the structure you want, you have to use the template, the nature of the template. So normally the template is a organic amines like tetraethyl ammonium or tetraalkyl ammonium, tetramethyl ammonium, or here we are using the imine, that is a hexamethylamine. So this is the template you will be using for the synthesis. So this is a structural directing agent, because this will direct to generate the structure what you want. That's why it's called as a template, or it's called as a structure directing agent. It is as good as what you are doing in the when you see the construction, how the pillars are there. When they make some rooms, they will use some supporting wooden pillars. The same way, this is what the template is going to behave. Okay. Now we will start the synthesis of zeolite. I am going to take an example that zeolite is the MCM22. The MCM22 it's developed by the mobile composition material. That is the MCM, mobile composition materials. This is developed by the mobile researchers, and basically it was established, well established by the Spanish scientist Corma. Avelino Corma, he is the one who established, and it is this material is important, and it is replacing the another zeolite called ZSM5 by the commercial fluidized catalytic cracking process. And this material, basically I have knowledge, I have developed these materials in the Reliance industry when I was working in 2008, and we have commercialized this catalyst synthesis, and I was the one who did all the pioneering work. So that I am going to demonstrate with you. So synthesis, gel composition and everything I have already circulated to you. So now let's start. So we need colloidal silica source, sodium aluminate, we have sodium hydroxide then we need water as a medium, then we need template. So we will see that how we can mix all together. The synthesis because this is a very established. If you want to prepare first one, you have to work hard. But it is a very well established one by myself. So I have confidence to do that. So it is no problem. I will be sharing the procedure also. You go through it. What are the factors control the synthesis? That I will be asking you questions. Okay. So now we will explain that how to synthesis. The synthesis simple. Mix all the components, starting component, and main important thing is that starting component should be uniform mixer. Okay, and it will be synthesized in presence of autoclave. The synthesis always carried out to autoclave. Autoclave is what is that? How do you understand autoclave? The best way is a simple cooker, pressure cooker. It is like if you want to make curry in the home, you will be pressurized under the steam pressure. It is a autogeneously generating pressure. The pressure cooker nothing but autoclave only, whatever we are doing in home. So here we are going to use the autoclave. So this is a Teflon beaker. Why do you need Teflon beaker? Because we are using sodium hydroxide. The sodium hydroxide is strong alkali. If you use the glass for long time under hot condition, what will happen? That silica will be itching and it will be dissolved. For, as I said, that if you use long time under hot condition. So normally the zeolite has been synthesized under strong alkali medium at high temperature for long duration. So that's why we will prepare the gel aluminum silicate gel in the beaker, and then we will be transferring to the Teflon beaker, and then Teflon beaker will be placed into the autoclave. This is nothing but your cooker. You can say that it is a cooking material. So we are going to cook the material. So it's a Teflon beaker will be placed inside and it will be cooked. Here is the autoclave. So it will be cooked. It will be all the gel will be transferred, and this will be closed and kept it in the oven for the 160 degree for 5 days. So I will now tell you the how to make the gel. Okay. You can pause. See, the first thing is colloidal silica. The first we have to take all the component mixed together and make a uniform mixture. So first thing is colloidal silica, which we need 60 grams. So normally, see, because this process has been developed in industry and I have worked on this, so I know that normally you always know that ml, liquid means you will take an ml. But in the commercial process, all the cases, when they do the synthesis, always they try to take in the weight so that the yield and everything can be easily calculated. So normally we follow that route only. So that's why I am explaining with that. So we will be taking, I am doing in the large scale. But you may do in the lab, when you do it, you may do it 1 gram, 2 gram, but I am preparing in large scale because we have established in our lab, so that's the reason. So first thing is colloidal silica. This is the colloidal silica. So we need to have 60 gram of colloidal silica. So you can see that the silica is colloidal particles. You can see that this is the colloidal silica. Okay. So we need to have 60 gram. So here it's a 0. So we have to add 60 gram. We have to add it here. Okay, around 60. So it's okay, plus or minus 0.2, 0.5. So it is like a plus or minus 1% error. It's okay. In the silica no issue, but don't take excess sodium hydroxide because silica is the basic component and which we are going to use a lot. So little bit plus or minus 1% is okay. So this is 60 gram of colloidal silica. So it's basically 48%. Okay. 48%, so that means it will have only this is 58%. Okay, sorry, it is not 48%. So it should be, it is basically 60 gram of what it called as we need a 48%. So now I have to recorrect it. Can you put pause? 60 gram of 40% colloidal silica, but what we have it 50% colloidal silica. So that means we need only 48 grams. So I have to put it back 18 grams, and the remaining thing should be you have to add water, nothing but. So now this is 47.5. So we should keep it. Okay, 48 gram. Fine. So 48 gram of colloidal silica we should add. That means remaining 12 should be, you should add water. Because it is important total molar composition. I will send the PPT, that time you can understand that the molar composition should be standard. If you cannot change the mode of combustion. Okay. So whenever you take the silica sources, we immediately put in water. Otherwise, what will happen? It will sticky. So we should immediately put in water. So we have taken the coral silica. Now we have to take a aluminum sources. You can see that this is a aluminum source. Sodium aluminate is 2.96 gram. Okay, here we need to add 12 gram water we need to add because 48 gram we have taken. So already we need 110 ml water need to be added. So we can add it together. Later we can add it together. Not necessary to be added now. So now water will be, this will be 110 plus 12. So this will be 48 and this will be 110 plus 12 ml. So this we can add extra. That we can add later. Now first thing is we have to again get the sodium aluminate and the sodium hydroxide. See, you know the sodium aluminate is a powder, no problem, but sodium hydroxide is a pellet which is hydroscopic. So first you should take the sodium hydroxide. Okay, now let us take the sodium hydroxide and then we take a sodium aluminate. Then we have to make it uniform mixer. Then we add it to here. Okay. So sodium hydroxide pellet we have to add. Excess over there. So each pellet may be 0.4 gram or 0.2 gram. So we may have to have a maximum 4 pellet. Let's see. Okay. We need a 0.72. Already excess. That means we have to take it out. So, 0.79. Sodium hydroxide should be accurate. Okay. Because once sodium hydroxide you take it out and break, you should not put it back. If it is small amount, we can throw it, but you should not put it back. So you cut small piece, you can cut it. So 0.73 gram. So instead of 0.72, we have 0.73. It's okay because whole things will be in the alkali medium. So 0.73 gram sodium hydroxide we have taken. Now we have to take the sodium aluminate. Okay, we have to take sodium aluminate, which we have to take it. That is the aluminum source. So sodium aluminate we need a 2.96 gram we need. There it is. That's another thing is there. Okay. So you have to it will not dissolve, sodium aluminate will not dissolve easily, but we have to make a homogeneous mixture. Okay, we need 2.96 gram. This is 1. So you can see the 2.955. So 2.96 gram, okay? 2.96 gram sodium aluminate is there. So first thing is all the material immediately you should close it because all are moisture sensitive. So you should, if you take little bit excess, nothing is going to happen, but you should close all the content immediately. So now you put it all together. So we have sodium hydroxide as well as sodium aluminate. Now we need to add water. Water is there. You don't have any small. Fine. So we need to dissolve. So we should know that how much water we are adding. So best thing is we need 122 ml we need to have water. So first direct. Total volume is 122. Water plus or minus 5 ml up to 10 ml difference is no problem. Because this method what I am demonstrating is a already commercially established method. So it is no issue at all. We know that where is the main content where we have to control. So now we have direct, so we can come to know how much we have water added. So now you add water, some 40 to 50 ml. So now 42 ml we added. Total we need, you can see that 42 ml. Total we need 122 ml. So 42 ml we added. Another 80 ml we need water we need to add. First what you do is you dissolve, or rather you make it uniform mixer. So just you can by spatula you can make uniform mixer. So you sodium hydroxide should be dissolved. Okay. Now you make this one, and then simultaneously you allow to stir the. See, this is a magnetic bar, and you have colloidal silica. You add colloidal magnetic bar here. Okay, and then allow for stirring. It should be uniform stirring. Okay, so you can see that. So this is only colloidal silica. That is what we have taken 48 ml of 50% colloidal silica, and we can also add some water there. So water content is important. First we have taken 42 ml here to see, this is 42 ml is there. Okay, and total is 122. So another 80 ml water should be there. So we can, how we can do it? Another 80 ml water. Tissue paper, sir? Tissue paper. Okay. See, we can weigh here how much water is there, then how much you are pouring also we can calculate. Okay. So now it will be approximately, we don't know, we'll check. You can see that this is getting dissolved. So you can keep stirring. This is sodium aluminate and sodium hydroxide mixer. So you try to make a uniform mixer. Okay. And the colloidal silica, you add some more water. We need total another 80 ml we need. So let's see how much we are adding. Okay. You can see the colloidal silica, you will make always uniform. Okay. So here 39 ml we have added. So minus 39 because we pair and then we add some water here. So 39 ml we have added to the colloidal silica. That means another approximately 40 ml we need to. So as I said, the plus or minus 5 ml extra is different. So another 40 ml we need to add overall mixer that we can use for the washing and transferring, because you will have the, here is a sodium aluminate mixer. It should be washed and transferred. So you can see that there is a one pellet is not dissolving. So what we can do is we can add, then add some more water. So this is a colloidal silica, this is sodium aluminate and sodium hydroxide solution. So you can add, it's okay, continuously we should add only, no need of drop by drop, but you can slowly you can add. The moment you add, you can see that there is a precipitation. You can see that there is a precipitation because the silica will start precipitate, okay, and it forming the sodium aluminosilicate. So we can stirring, we can slow down, but we can. So the gel is forming. You can see that. Once you can see that gel is forming. You can see complete gel will become more jelly, more and more jelly. The moment you add completely, we have to add some more also. So let see it will become more and more jelly things, and then you can stir it. You can make it uniform. It should be uniform. That is most important, and you should allow to stir it. Okay. This is what is important. And so you can see that the stirring inside is going on. This is what is important. No, it's slow stirring is fine. It should be uniform. You can show them from the top. So now we have to add 40 ml more. So we have to add 40 ml more water. We have to add. This is another 16 ml. So 16 ml means another 24 ml we need to add. So let's add and make the gel should be more in. It should be uniform. Actually, you should have glass rod. Yeah, I think this is fine. This is a glass rod, no? So we should use a glass because the gel, if you get a uniform, see, I could be able to make with by touching the sample. I can see that whether it is a MCM to that the zeolite is formed or not. Because zeolite, as definition, it's a highly crystalline. If you don't make proper gel, you will get amorphous materials. So whether it is a sample is crystalline or amorphous, you can come to know when you prepare properly. If you don't prepare properly, you will get amorphous or you may get a different phases. So if you want to prepare the gel is important. Gel should be uniform, and gel should be uniform. See, it is alkaline. Okay, it is you should not the lab things you should not touch by hand. But if you like it is like same as how you are making the sambar or anything in your home. It is like cooking the materials. So we can always taste it, for not taste it by hand. We can just check it whether it is uniform or not. Always you can check it. Okay. So now we need another 24 ml water should be added. Yes, it contains some alkali, so I have to wash it and do it. We need another 12 ml we need water. Okay, this is under 12 ml. So we can have 12 ml. So once if the water adequate water added, then you can see that there is a uniform mixer, but it's not fresh. So we should stirring should be controlled. It should not be fresh so much because you will lose the some silica and other things when it flush so much. So it should be uniform. So another 12 ml we need to add. As I said, plus or minus 5 ml extra is not going to make a much difference. Here the error limit is like 5%. If you make plus or minus 5% difference, it's not. So 12 ml we need to add. If there is around 14 ml, let us add only 12 ml and then we put it back. This 2 ml is there, so we don't need to add. So now everything is gel is ready. But then what it is not added? We added colloidal silica, we added sodium aluminate, we added sodium hydroxide, we added water. One thing is missing, that is a hexadecyl imine. So which need to be added after 2 hours stirring. It should be allowed to stir for 2 hours in the homogeneous medium. Then we can add a hexamethyl imine. So that is a structural directing agent, because if you need to form the uniform gel, then we can add it. Okay. So after 2 hours, let us see that how to prepare the additional, how to add. Okay, before adding hexamethylamine, we will be transferring into the autoclave. In the autoclave, we will be adding, because the viscosity will increase, so that, or we will see that how we can add. Okay, let me introduce. Okay, then hexamethylamine will be basically before hexamethylamine adding also this will be heated sometime. It will be heated under autoclave for some around 4 hours. Then, because what will happen is it is like a seeding mechanism. it will form like a silica, one silica is there, another silica, and it will form the kind of primary unit. The primary unit will be further build up and then go for the zeolite. So what is the first thing is aluminosilicate first seed it, that is heat at around 180 degree Celsius for 4 hours. Then what will happen? There is a forming of seeding is formed. That is just like a bricks. See, simple cement or sand we cannot make the home. We need a bricks. So like we are trying to make the aluminosilicate bricks first. Once you made aluminosilicate bricks, then we construct the zeolite frame. That's how it is building. The constructing framework, we need to have the template, that is a structural directing agent, hexamethylamine. So now the gel is ready. The gel need to be stirred for 1 hour, at least minimum 1 hour before it go for the temperature treatment. Okay. After temperature treatment only we should add a hexamethylamine. Now the gel preparation over. Now when I pack in autoclave, I will show you how to pack it. Then we will go for the how to proceed for the template addition. Okay, that I will tell you. Fine. Thank you. Okay, so the gel has been stirred for almost 1.5 hours. So we have to make sure that it is uniform. So once it is uniform, you can see that. So you can see that it is almost uniform. Then we can transfer to Teflon beaker. So, but before that we have to remove the magnetic bar. Do you have that? This one, no?
No, sir.
No. So we should remove the magnetic bar. So once it's ready, we should transfer to the. So here the autoclave with the Teflon beaker. So Teflon beaker is inserted inside. So it is inside. So we can now transfer. So this autoclave is used for zeolite synthesis. So we can use it. So this is what we. So you should not see any deposit in the bottom. If it is not deposit, means you can see that this is a relatively homogeneous. So that is what most important. The gel should be relatively homogeneous. Then only we can get a clear structure. Otherwise, we will get a amorphous material. So you should make sure that it is homogeneous. So as I said that the moment any beaker or anything which we are using with the silica gel, immediately we should pour water. Otherwise, what will happen? The silica gel will be sticky. So we use the beaker. The first thing is we should pour water and place it. Okay? Then later you can wash it. Now this has to be tightened. So here is a Teflon lid. Okay, and when we tight also, we should have the Teflon lid as well as your. Then we have placed this one. Okay. So when we tight it, we should do one thing. Alternatively, we have to tight, not just hand tight. Then put pause. Then so we are fixing the jack. Okay. After fixing the jack, so tight. When you tight it, you should be tight alternatively. Not you should not tight like. One place you should not tight it so tight and other one you should not loose. It is not proper one. It's a proper one. So we should fix it alternatively, not you should not tight too much in the beginning. Beginning you should have then we should, because we have started from here, you can see that when other things are tighten. The first one, whatever we tighten is become loose. So we have Teflon washer that will help to, because you have to do it at 150 degree, 180 degree for 4 hours, then subsequently 160 degree for 5 days. So it should be well tight. The autoclave is ready. So this has to be placed inside the oven where the temperature you can see that 180 degrees centigrade. So temperature is 170.5 or 180 also. Okay. Okay. Can you put it careful? So we have to this is the first step. So we kept the synthesized gel inside the oven for crystallization. So it will facilitate for the secondary building unit. So once the secondary building unit form, then what we'll do, we will take it out, cool down to room temperature, then we will introduce the template, that is a structural directing agent, to get a MCM22 zeolites. So that we'll do it tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So now the primary seats are ready. That is primary building unit converted into structural subunit. And then it was like yesterday, we kept 180 degree for 4 hours. After that, we switch off the oven, then it is cooled down. Now today we will be removing this gel, and then we will be introducing the what we call surfactants. So once we introduce surfactants or structural building unit, then the zeolite can form. So first for that we have to again open, and then we should we have to put surfactant, we should introduce, and then it should be put it in the homogeneous mixer. So till the homogeneous mixer at least 2 to 3 hours we have to stir the gel with the surfactant so that the gel will be homogeneous. So once if it is homogeneous, then you will get a proper structure. If the gel is not homogeneous, you will not get a proper mixture. So that is a protocol. Okay. So first we will take out this gel and see that how it looks like. By that time we also prepare the surfactant solution. It is a structural directing agent, which is nothing but hexamethylamine. Okay, hexamethylamine also will take it. Now we can open it. Okay. We have the gel. So first you have to stir it homogeneous. So either you can use a Teflon rod or a glass rod. So it should be homogeneous. So you can see that inside. So it should be homogeneous. That is most important. So rather we can transfer to the other. So we can transfer to the. See, if there is any agglomerated particles in the bottom, that is the one indication that you will not get a structure. You can see that there is no segregated particles inside. If there is a segregated particles, then there is a one indication that you will not get a structure. Rather, you will get a amorphous phase. So that is whenever you prepare a seed, either amorphous phase you will get it, or there is a very stable silica phase, that is a crystallite phase you will get it. So the first step itself you can understand that okay, there is no hard particles. By just brushing we can come to know. Just brush it, if there is no hard particles, you can see that the Teflon is clean, almost clean. You can see that all the gel is uniform. If the gel is not uniform, if there is a solid particles deposition, you can see inside particle, but you can see that most of the gel comes out. That means this is homogeneous. As long as the gel is homogeneous, you will be able to get a structure, that is gel structure without difficulty. Now you can just reduce it and then go for stirring. Reduce the magnetic ball and then go for stirring. Again the make it homogeneous. Now what we have to do it? We have to reduce the hexamethylamine, that is a template. So hexamethylamine is template. So we need to have around 17.5 gram. So this is it is a very unpleasant, it is highly unpleasant molecules. So we have to use the gloves compulsory. Okay. So it is highly unpleasant. So better to use in the hood, but we don't have hood now as of now. So we need 17.5 gram. So now it is 15.5. We need another 2 ml, 2 gram. Okay, 17.5. So this surfactant solution should be, that is template. This is a structural directing agent, that is hexamethylamine. This should be added into your homogeneous secondary building unit structured your gel. So it is a aluminosilicate gel having the secondary building unit. So hexamethylamine is a itching property, so we should not contact directly with the hand. So we should make sure that you are using the gloves. So you can add drop to drop with the continuous stirring. Add continuously without any too much. Only thing is it should not fall into your hand. Basically have itching character. So this will be allowed to stir for 1 or 2 hours. If the more time you stir it, it's good. You will get a more homogeneous and you can have the better form. And this extra gel, we can add a little bit of water. Maybe around 2 ml. That can be placed, washed with 2 ml water. So that the excess little bit water is no issue. So that can be placed. So that all the silica gel is ready. Now it is a complete gel, complete gelite synthetic gel is ready. So it should be at least stirred for half an hour to 1 hour minimum, and then we can place it back, and then we have to pack it and leave it for what we call as 5 days at 160 degrees Celsius. Once you keep it 5 days at 160 degrees Celsius, you will 100% will get your unit stretches. Okay, that's all about synthesis. So now after 1 hour we will pack it. Maybe that, because I am busy, so I will not show you. But after packing, once you place in the oven, I will show the how that one, and then after 5 days I will take it out and show that how the gelate is there, and then structure we will confirm with the IR and XRD, that I will share with you. Okay, thank you. So this is all about the gelate synthesis. Right? So the synthesized cell, after the template introductions, it has been repacked, now kept in the oven. So you can see that it is completely packed and kept inside the oven. So it is like the crystallization normally take 5 days, so at 160 degrees centigrade. So the oven has been kept 160 since the temperature reduced because we kept open, so it will be 160 degree for 5 days. So the sample will be ready by Tuesday afternoon. So Tuesday afternoon we will open and then we will cool down. Then next Wednesday we will open and I will show the samples, and then we can record XRD and IR, which will give the information. Okay, thank you.